comic book fans, it's a Monday night, it's the price variance, and I'm here with everybody's favourite Canadian, Allan, and we are looking at the hottest sales of last week at Heritage. And I am chained to my chair. I'm not allowed to move because that's the only way Allan is getting me to help co-present this list because it's full of that pesky arachnid. So
I can't help it. Can't help it.
just as a I think he's done it on purpose. Just as a pre-warning, 4 out of 5 of the comics I'm about to show are SpiderMan. Hurrah!
Well, okay. So in my defense, I purely looked at the top 10 biggest sales on Heritage. That's all I did.
I
Okay.
believe you, Allan.
So I like to do this once in a while. It just happened that
You
this
just
once in
happened
a
to pick a
while,
week in which they were all Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Right, let's get on with it. So the first one is not Spider-Man. Right. So this is the only non-arachnid, but it is a regular on here. It
Mhm.
is Avengers #1.
In an
And
8-0.
in an 8-0, I mean, wow.
Nice
Um,
book.
yeah. To that old style Iron Man. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp. We got Thor. We got Hulk, and they're all ganging up
And
against poor old Loki.
yeah, what a bunch of bullies. And this one went for 16,800. I mean,
It did.
that's
But it's a high grade 8-0.
yeah.
What do you reckon,
I
Alan?
don't know. I remember mid grades going for more than that. So
So do you reckon down, do you? Do you think it's fallen below its pre-COVID price?
I'm gonna guess yes.
Okay, it'll be bad news if it has. Right.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is like a $3,000 to $4,000 per point book.
Well, it's struggling to do two at the moment. Oh yes,
Yeah,
okay. And is that actually on here? Yes, so that is that last point there. So that is it's not, but it's not down to pre-COVID.
but it's getting close.
Pre-COVID is about 14.5, so it's still up on
So
that.
is there like a little uptick after? Was there a sale after that was slightly higher?
No, that 16.8 is the last sale. It's that one there.
And what was the previous sale?
Must have been
It
about
looks
the
like
same
there's
because it's flat.
okay. So maybe it's on the floor now. I don't think so, but
I don't think
you
so
never
either. I
know.
wouldn't be buying any of these books at the moment.
It's just too risky. Yeah, so I mean, and what was the peak on this one? Like
30,000.
30,000.
This isn't too bad. It's only lost half its amount. The last one we looked at, we lost 70% of its peak.
Yeah. Okay. So 30,000. So I was a little bit off on I was thinking it was like a 4,000, but maybe just slightly under 4,000 per point kind of book.
Yeah.
So yeah. So wow. You know, seeing these high grade ones, you kind of feel bad because like you know that these are like grail books. Like these are like the best of the best. It's just sad to see it drop so much. But
Yeah.
but yeah.
There's a lot of them. There's 52 of them at 9.0. And there's
Yeah.
5,500. Again, it's another of these, and it's another one that falls into the category of very liquid, so you can get cash quick with one of these. um, so I think it could fall further
Yeah.
based on.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for whoever it was selling this because it seems like I have a feeling that a lot of these books are from the same collection. Like the Spider-Man, the amazing the amazing fantasy, not the amazing fantasy, but the maybe this Avengers.
I think there's somebody
Um
who's collected high grade comics uh,
yeah,
and is now
probably they had an 8.0 as being their like
minimum
bottom.
grade. Yeah.
Yeah. Um but it didn't do them well in
Well,
this
it depends
case.
how long they've had them, Alan. If they've had them
Yeah,
for
that's
about
true.
10 years, they've done all right. Uh,
Yeah.
if they've had them for 2 years, they've made lost a lot of money. Right. Next up, oh goody, here's the first of the Spider-Mans. It's not one we
Yes.
see that frequently.
It's another
Um,
9.0. So
it's
as I said, it
I
seems
know.
like that one collector that's like going for the 9.0
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
grade.
Yeah, another 9.0. First appearance of Dr. Octopus in a 9.0. I mean, wow.
I know this one's actually really hard to get in that high grade, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, very hard. I mean, there's all this black down here at the bottom. Uh,
Yeah.
let's have a
There's
look.
usually like the Dr. Ock always looks kind of mangled to me.
Yeah,
Like on most copies, like he's kind of like he's it's like where you see all the creasing and
it's really clean.
yeah, very clean.
You'd never see this one like this. I've never seen one like this.
Well, yeah, me either. I mean, this is beautiful. Yeah. Wow.
Slightly off center.
Yeah, yeah, the Marvel's kind of it's now Arvel.
Yeah, and
It's a major Arvel key.
the Arvel,
Um
the Arvel Omics oop.
but
Right.
yeah, first
There,
yeah,
very nice.
he's one of my favorite villains.
$18,000. Let's have a look. I've got a feeling this is going to be down.
Oh
Here,
yeah.
here we go.
But actually not too bad.
Still well above pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It's like
Pre-COVID
the
was
last
what?
one. It's down from COVID, obviously, but it's still well above pre-COVID. It's when
What
the
was pre-COVID price? Like
pre-COVID price was
9,000 or
about
something?
14.
14. Okay. So up 5,000. That's not bad. I would, nothing too
Yeah,
bad
but
there.
again, we've got to be cautious here, Alan, because this looks
It's on a downward trend.
it's
Yeah.
on the trending down. Um,
I think we're going to see a lot of books kind of coming back down to pre-COVID pricing.
yeah.
Um,
Well, we have seen a lot
and
come up. We've seen some go below.
below, yeah.
These high grade
Um,
ones are not doing that yet because the sales are so infrequent because there's not that many of them.
Now there's one other thing that, like, beyond just the economy, there's another thing that I've been kind of wondering about, and I've been kind of waiting to see how it plays out. Um, there's another thing where a lot of the people that were buying these books and have these books in their collection are older, and there is like sort of generation of people that are passing on right now that could be giving up their collections as well. And the next generation is like, oh, we'll just sell them. We'll just get rid of them. So there could be that as well.
Yeah, I'd rather buy
Um,
a house than have these high grade Amazing Spider-Mans.
yeah. So I'm wondering if that's going to be playing into the market in the next few years as well, because we're sort of at that point where the baby boomers are now, fairly old, and they're the ones that were the big
I'm a
collectors.
baby boomer.
Well, you're a young baby boomer.
Oh,
How about
thank you.
that? I'll be nice to you.
Okay. But you're right. Sounds like I'm dying anyway. Right, here we go. So
And so what's the census on this one?
uh,
Just quickly. I always like to ask.
3-2.
Okay, not too bad. It's sort of typical. So yeah.
Right, next Spidey. Oh goodness. Here it is.
It's one of your favorites. Amazing Spider-Man #1. First appearance of Jonah Jameson.
Hey.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Well, it's a
And it's a
7-0.
crossover too. First crossover between Spider-Man and Amazing Four.
Well, yes.
Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, I should say.
Yeah.
Amazing Four. Fantastic Four. So yeah, I mean, this is a cool book. What's that? Is that 18,000?
It's 18,000 again. Seem to be stuck on 18,000 here.
But this is a little bit more. This is $18,008.
$6.
$6. Context not quite there yet.
How do I end up with $6 at the end?
I don't know. I don't know how that works because
Unless somebody
Heritage
just
does.
bid, somebody just bid 18,000. No, because you have to bid in $100 increments by the time it gets to this price, don't you?
You can have, but I don't know. I don't get that how that would work. It's because it's the 20% thing too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Usually you'd get more round numbers in
Yeah, you
Heritage,
do. Because
but
you can't bid
somebody
in
got the
dollar
$6 bid in there.
You have to bid it. I think it's at least $100 a bid, or maybe in 500 by the time you get to 18,000.
Yeah. I imagine it's $500 a bid. I don't know how they got the $6. That's, kind of a special thing there. Um, so this seems awfully low to me as well, because it's a 7.0, which is a pretty high grade for this book. And
Oh, Alan, look at this. This is disaster.
below the floor easily.
This is our worst ever sale on Amazing Spider-Man 1. That is lower than pre-COVID. A lot
What's the
lower than
pre-COVID price?
pre-COVID price, 21,000.
So it's down $3,000 before pre-COVID.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's still falling.
Wow. That's pretty sad. Um,
You know, if you
good
paid,
time to buy if you think about it.
well, somebody paid 49,000 for one of these 2 years ago.
Wow. Oh, that's so brutal.
You can now get it for 18. £30,000 off, Alan.
Wow. That's insane.
I mean,
And this is like,
it's lost 8,000 since June. I think
yeah,
we
and this,
looked at that June one. I think we looked at that June one and we said, don't buy this comic.
yeah, probably. It was, you can see it was on a downward trend for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's really
And this doesn't look like it's, not continuing that downward trend. It looks like it's going to go down
it's gone
even further,
worse.
which,
That's not
yeah,
even gone on a
it's
line.
not even flattened out yet. Yeah.
That's down 8,000 in 3 months.
Wow, that's insane.
In,
Again, yeah, I think your idea that this is, a liquid item
yeah.
and people are just getting rid of it because they need some money. That's that's fire sales galore. So yeah, what can we say? I don't know what you can say on that one. So what's the census count on this? I always ask. So
It's a biggie. 6.5, I'm gonna guess. No, five.
5,000. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be higher because it is the number one issue. They usually print number one issues a bit more. And yeah, this is the one that if you have this book, you'd get it graded
Yeah.
generally. So
I feel sorry for you if you bought this book any time after August 2020.
yeah. When did I buy it? I bought it around that time actually,
Well, you
when I
might
bought
be
my
okay. I
copy.
mean, you've probably not made any money on it. You would have been better.
I got mine when it was sort of a low sale too. Like mine's restored though. Mine's like a 5 something. What is mine? Oh, mine's actually a 6.0.
6.0 restored.
Yeah.
You
So
might be
yeah.
protected by that restored thing. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that one was grim.
That's pretty grim, yes. Hopefully we're getting some good news soon.
Right.
No records this week so far, by the way.
No records. That's because we've been looking at these high grade books and they're all virtually down.
Yeah.
We've had some record lows. Amazing Spider-Man number 14. I'm
14.
not sure we've ever
Yeah.
had this one before, Alan.
Yeah, we should have. I mean, this is the first Green Goblin. It's kind of
Yeah,
a major key.
yeah. And it's in a 9.2.
Yeah, this is another book you always see it beat up. It's just one that's loved by readers and collectors. You know, so this one was usually pretty beat. So seeing it in a high grade like this is pretty awesome. But the price, I think, is going to be way down, would be my guess. I mean, this is arguably maybe Spider-Man's number one villain. Can you
Uh,
think of a bigger villain
yeah,
for
yeah.
Spider-Man?
I think I'd count Green Goblin as his number one enemy. Yeah. Who else
So
is
yeah,
no, Dr. Octopus. I'm going Doc Ock.
really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But they're close, aren't they? Right, let's
Hmm.
see how this did. 18.8 for a 9.2. Well, okay.
It's way above
It
pre-COVID.
was way above pre-COVID, which was 10. So it's still well up on pre-COVID. So this isn't an unmitigated disaster. It's a bit down on the peak, but it's holding up. And again,
Yeah,
there aren't too many sales of this because there aren't many 9.2s around. There's only 62, and they probably don't change hands that frequently unless somebody needs
yeah,
that money. But
yeah. It
this is,
looks like there's only been like about 3 or 4 sales.
yeah, so you're better off buying anything other than Amazing Spider-Man 1. Uh,
Well, Amazing Spider-Man 1 is one of those, as I was saying before, with when we were talking about Hulk 1. I think when you get these books that are just every week on the list, you know what I mean, where they're available every week, it doesn't seem like as rare or as cool to have it. Like you don't feel the FOMO effect because you know that next week's gonna have it.
Gonna be another one. Yeah. Well, there's quite a lot of this one. There's 5,400 of these.
Yeah, which is actually higher than Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just don't see it as
interesting.
often. Or maybe you just don't put it on the list as often.
Well, I do see it. I do see it often, but it's not. I never see it in these high grades.
No. Okay. All right.
If I did, it would be on the list more often. But I do see it often in low grades, I should say.
Yeah. Okay. Just to make it clear, that wasn't a request. Uh,
Okay, so yeah, so from now on, it's just going to be Amazing Spider-Man number 14 for
no
Mark because
thanks.
that's his favorite book. Okay,
Okay. Have we had a DC comic this week? No.
no,
Alan has gone
no,
entirely Marvel.
yeah, DC didn't do that well in terms of like like realizing huge prices. There was just nothing. I think the biggest sales were in like the 2000 range. So
Okay.
just not even close to the Marvel one. Sorry. Sorry to all the DC people out there.
Right.
But what's the
And
biggest sale?
finally, we got Amazing Spider-Man 7, The Vultures Return. Uh,
Yeah.
so this isn't even the first appearance.
No, it's a second appearance.
And it's the most expensive comic. It's in a 9.4.
Yeah, I think because it's a 9.4, you never see it this high of grade.
No,
So yeah, I think that's the reason. So this was 28,000, you know,
28,800.
yeah, almost 29,000. So I think this is a strong sale. Um, just based on the fact that you never see it these high grade ones of this book, I should say.
Oh, Alan, we're ending on a record.
Yeah. So well, that's why I said I thought it was a strong sale because it's not a key. It's not like
Whoa, that is a crazy sale. So this was looking like fairly normal stuff. In August 2023, we got it gone down from 15 to 10.
yeah.
The last
And then
sale was 10, and then this sale nearly 29,000.
is is this one of the highest on the census for this book?
There are 20 of them in a 9.4.
How about 9.6 and 9.8?
11 9.6s and 2 9.8s.
Okay. So it doesn't have very high, like a large number of books at that high grade.
Oh, I think that is a crazy price. Who's paid
I
that?
think somebody overpaid, personally.
I think there must have been two people bidding on that.
Yeah.
That's just against all trends. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah, it's good to finally have an up one.
well, yes, but I don't think it's real. So the next
Well, it
time
is real.
well, I bet you the next time that sells, it'll sell for 12 or something.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. But I think it's like interesting to see a high sale like that. Finally, we got something good. So again, it's like this one didn't really have a COVID bump like the other ones did. So
No.
it didn't have anywhere to go down, really. And then it's one where you
Well,
know,
no copies of this sold for 9 years.
oh really?
Yeah, so
Well, the
the
last
one
sale
sold
was
in
9 years ago.
2013, and then the next one didn't sell until 2022.
Okay. So yeah, it tells you how infrequent this is on the
Very
market.
infrequent.
So again,
There are only a 20 at this grade, so most of them will be locked up in vaults somewhere.
yeah, so that's my point. Like, if you see a book too often, you kind of think it's not really, something you have to worry about,
Yeah.
in terms of getting. There's no FOMO effect. And obviously, this one had a great FOMO effect because you just don't see it that often.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, that's a huge, I'm glad. Hey, we got a record. Yay. What can I say? It's a record.
I wouldn't get, I think it's the exception that proves the rule, Alan.
Yeah, well, so basically from this one sale, we can sort of, extrapolate to the whole entire market that the market is up a huge amount. This is like, we're going to go full Comic Tom now and say, this is the time you guys got to buy. This is, or sell. This is the time where you're going to get the biggest dollars for your books based on this one sale. See? Isn't that great?
Yeah.
No? You agree with that? What do you
I
think?
would stay away from any of these comics for at least another year.
Probably.
And you need to see the trend is your friend. And most of that last one was trending up for some strange reason, but everything else has been trending down, and some of them are falling below their pre-COVID prices. So I wouldn't buy one of these Grail graded comics. I might buy a Raw, but I wouldn't buy a graded one until
Yeah,
until
not the best time.
right. I mean, if you know exactly when the bottom is, like the stock market, if you know exactly when the bottom is, then buy. But unless you do, just be careful.
Exactly. Okay, well that
Right,
was a
that
fun
is
list.
it for this week. Hopefully next week we will have no arachnids to make up for loads of arachnids this week. Although they were quite interesting, I have to admit. So that is your lot. See ya again soon.